Electrical shock in pool water can stem from several potential causes. Firstly, bonding and grounding issues are a major concern. This includes loose or damaged bonding connections between the pool shell equipment and the electrical panel. Inadequate or improperly installed grounding rods also contribute to this hazard. Secondly, faulty electrical wiring presents another risk. Exposed or damaged wires in the pump, filter, or other electrical equipment can leak electricity into the water. Loose or faulty connections at junction boxes are also common culprits. A third potential cause is a leaking pool light. A broken or cracked lighting fixture allows water to enter the electrical housing, creating a direct path for electricity to reach the pool. Fourthly, a damaged pool pump poses a risk. A punctured or torn casing exposes electrical components to water. A failed motor or capacitor can cause electrical arcing, further exacerbating the danger. Fifthly, improperly installed or bonded diving boards or slides create a potential pathway for electricity to reach the water. Sixthly, damage to buried electrical lines near the pool area, causing a voltage leak into the water, can be a source of electrical shock. Seventhly, corrosion of electrical components in salt generators can create a potential for electrical leakage. Finally, other sources, such as nearby electrical appliances or equipment that has fallen into the pool, or even a lightning strike, can introduce electricity into the water. When troubleshooting, the initial step is to turn off the power to the pool at the electrical panel. Following this, a qualified electrician should be called to inspect and repair any electrical issues. The bonding and grounding system must be checked for proper connections and continuity. All electrical equipment, including the pump and filter, should be inspected for damage and loose wires. The pool lighting fixture should be examined for any cracks or leaks. Unusual signs, such as sparks or arcs, around the pool or equipment should also be noted. If you suspect the pool water may still be electrified, do not enter the pool and call an electrician immediately. Now let's delve deeper into each of these potential causes, providing more technical information to help you understand and address them effectively. Bonding and grounding issues. The purpose of bonding is to create an electrically continuous path between all metallic parts of the pool system and the surrounding area. This ensures that if a fault occurs, the electricity will have a low resistance path back to the source, tripping the circuit breaker and preventing a dangerous voltage from building up on any metallic parts. The bonding conductor is typically a solid copper wire, usually number 8 American wire gauge or larger, that connects to the pool reinforcing steel, metal components of the pool structure, metal fittings within or attached to the pool structure, and all metal parts of electrical equipment associated with the pool water circulating system. Grounding, on the other hand, provides a path for fault current to return to the electrical supply source, typically through a grounding electrode system. This system usually consists of one or more grounding rods driven into the earth near the electrical panel. The grounding electrode conductor connects the equipment grounding conductors and the grounded conductor of the electrical system to the grounding electrode. Inadequate or corroded grounding rods can significantly reduce the effectiveness of the grounding system, increasing the risk of electrical shock. Faulty electrical wiring. Look for exposed or damaged wires in the pump, filter, or other electrical equipment. This can occur due to age, wear, or physical damage. Inspect all wiring connections to ensure they are tight and secure. Use a multimeter to check for voltage leakage from the wiring to the equipment's metal housing. Also, check the condition of the insulation on the wires. Brittle or cracked insulation can indicate that the wiring is deteriorating and needs to be replaced. Loose or faulty connections at junction boxes can also create a hazard. Ensure that all connections are properly tightened and that the junction boxes are properly sealed to prevent moisture from entering. Leaking pool light. Pool lights are a common source of electrical problems. Water can enter the light fixture through cracks in the lens or housing, creating a path for electricity to leak into the pool water. Carefully inspect the light fixture for any signs of damage. If you suspect a leak, turn off the power to the light at the circuit breaker and have a qualified electrician inspect the fixture. It may be necessary to replace the entire light fixture if it is cracked or damaged beyond repair. Modern low-voltage light-emitting diode, or LED pull lights are much safer and energy-efficient alternatives to older high-voltage incandescent lights. Damaged pool pump. The pool pump is another potential source of electrical shock. A punctured or torn casing can expose electrical components to water. Regularly inspect the pump housing for any signs of damage. If you notice any cracks or holes, replace the pump immediately. A failed motor or capacitor can also cause electrical arcing, which can be dangerous. Listen for any unusual noises coming from the pump, such as humming or buzzing, which could indicate a problem with the motor. Also, check the pump's wiring for any signs of damage or overheating. Diving board or slide. If a diving board or slide is improperly installed or bonded, it can provide a path for electricity to reach the water. Ensure that the diving board or slide is properly grounded and bonded to the pool's electrical system. Check the bonding connections to ensure they are tight and secure. If the diving board or slide is made of metal, it should be bonded directly to the pool's bonding grid. Underground electrical lines. Damage to buried electrical lines near the pool area can cause a voltage leak into the water. This is a particularly dangerous situation because it can be difficult to detect. If you suspect that an underground electrical line may be damaged, call a qualified electrician immediately. They can use specialized equipment to locate and repair the damaged line. Before digging near the pool area, always call the local utility company to locate any buried utilities. Salt generators. Salt generators use electricity to convert salt into chlorine, which sanitizes the pool water. Corrosion of electrical components in salt generators can create a potential for electrical leakage. Regularly inspect the salt generator for any signs of corrosion or damage. Ensure that the salt generator is properly grounded and bonded to the pool's electrical system. If you suspect a problem with the salt generator, turn off the power to it at the circuit breaker and have a qualified electrician inspect it. Other sources of electrical shock can include nearby electrical appliances or equipment that has fallen into the pool. Keep electrical appliances and equipment away from the pool area. Never use electrical appliances near the pool while you are wet. Lightning strikes can also introduce electricity into the pool water. During a thunderstorm, stay away from the pool and any metal objects. Troubleshooting steps. When troubleshooting electrical problems in a pool, it is important to follow a systematic approach. Firstly, turn off the power to the pool at the electrical panel. This will help to prevent electrical shock. Secondly, call a qualified electrician to inspect and repair any electrical issues. They have the training and experience to safely diagnose and repair electrical problems. Thirdly, check the bonding and grounding system for proper connections and continuity. Use a multimeter to test the continuity of the bonding conductors. Fourthly, inspect all electrical equipment, including the pump and filter, for damage and loose wires. Fifthly, examine the pool lighting fixture for any cracks or leaks. Sixthly, look for any unusual signs such as sparks or arcs around the pool or equipment. Safety precautions. Firstly, never enter the pool if you suspect the water may be electrified. Secondly, always turn off the power to the pool at the circuit breaker before performing any maintenance or repairs. Thirdly, use a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protected outlet for all electrical equipment near the pool. Fourthly, regularly inspect all electrical equipment for damage and loose wires. Fifthly, have a qualified electrician inspect the pool's electrical system every year. Understanding ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs. A ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, is a safety device that protects against electrical shock. It works by monitoring the current flowing through a circuit. If the current flowing into the circuit differs from the current flowing out by as little as 5 mA, the GFCI will trip, cutting off the power to the circuit. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are required by the National Electrical Code, or NEC, for all outlets near a pool. They can be installed as circuit breakers in the electrical panel or as individual outlets. Test ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, monthly to ensure they are working properly. To test a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, press the test button on the device. The ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, should trip, cutting off the power to the outlet. Reset the ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI by pressing the reset button. National Electrical Code or NEC requirements. The National Electrical Code or NEC sets the standards for electrical safety in the United States. It covers a wide range of topics, including the installation and maintenance of electrical equipment near pools. Some of the key National Electrical Code or NEC requirements for pools include bonding and grounding, ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs, and wiring methods. The National Electrical Code or NEC requires that all metal parts of the pool structure and equipment be bonded together to create an electrically continuous path. This helps to prevent electrical shock by ensuring that any fault current will have a low resistance path back to the source, tripping the circuit breaker. The National Electrical Code or NEC also requires that all outlets near a pool be protected by ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs. This helps to protect against electrical shock by cutting off the power to the outlet if a ground fault is detected. The National Electrical Code or NEC specifies the types of wiring methods that can be used near pools. Wiring must be installed in conduit or be direct burial cable. Pool electrical safety checklist. Firstly, have the pool's electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician every year. Secondly, check the bonding and grounding system for proper connections and continuity. Thirdly, inspect all electrical equipment for damage and loose wires. Fourthly, examine the pool lighting fixture for any cracks or leaks. Fifthly, test ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs monthly. Sixthly, keep electrical appliances and equipment away from the pool area. Seventhly, never use electrical appliances near the pool while you are wet. Eighthly, during a thunderstorm, stay away from the pool and any metal objects. Ninthly, if you suspect the pool water may be electrified, do not enter the pool and call an electrician immediately. Additional considerations. Pool water chemistry can also play a role in electrical safety. Highly acidic or alkaline water can increase the conductivity of the water, making it more likely to conduct electricity. Maintain proper pool water chemistry to reduce the risk of electrical shock. Ensure that the pool water is properly balanced and that the pH, alkalinity, and calcium hardness levels are within the recommended ranges. Also, consider the presence of stray voltage from sources outside the pool area. Stray voltage can be caused by faulty wiring in nearby buildings or by underground utilities. If you suspect stray voltage, contact the local utility company to investigate. Specific inspection points. When inspecting the pool's electrical system, pay close attention to the following specific points. Firstly, check the bonding connections at the pool, reinforcing steel, metal fittings, and equipment. Ensure that all connections are tight and corrosion-free. Secondly, inspect the grounding electrode system for corrosion or damage. Ensure that the grounding rods are properly driven into the earth and that the grounding electrode conductor is securely connected. Thirdly, examine the wiring at the pump, filter, and other electrical equipment. Look for any signs of damage, such as cracked insulation or loose connections. Fourthly, check the pool lighting fixture for any cracks or leaks. Ensure that the fixture is properly sealed and that the wiring is in good condition. Fifthly, test all ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, to ensure they are working properly. Sixthly, look for any signs of corrosion or damage at the salt generator. Ensure that the generator is properly grounded and bonded. Tools and equipment. To properly inspect and troubleshoot a pool's electrical system, you will need the following tools and equipment. Firstly, a multimeter to measure voltage, current, and resistance. Secondly, a clamp meter to measure current without disconnecting the circuit. Thirdly, a ground resistance tester to measure the resistance of the grounding electrode system. Fourthly, a continuity tester to check the continuity of bonding conductors. Fifthly, a voltage tester to check for the presence of voltage. Sixthly, insulated tools to protect against electrical shock. Seventhly, personal protective equipment, or PPE, including rubber gloves and safety glasses. Advanced troubleshooting techniques. For more complex electrical problems, you may need to use advanced troubleshooting techniques. Firstly, use a thermal imaging camera to identify hotspots in electrical equipment. Secondly, perform a megar test to check the insulation resistance of wiring. Thirdly, use a power quality analyzer to monitor voltage and current fluctuations. Fourthly, conduct a stray voltage survey to identify sources of stray voltage. Case studies. Let's examine a few case studies of electrical shock incidents in pools to illustrate the importance of proper electrical safety. In one case, a swimmer received an electrical shock when he came into contact with a metal ladder that was not properly bonded. The investigation revealed that the bonding conductor had become corroded and disconnected, creating a path for electricity to flow through the water and the ladder. In another case, a child was shocked when he touched a pool light that had a cracked lens. Water had entered the light fixture, creating a path for electricity to leak into the pool water. In a third case, a homeowner received an electrical shock when he attempted to repair the pool pump without turning off the power. He came into contact with exposed wires, resulting in a serious electrical shock. Preventive maintenance. Regular preventive maintenance is essential to ensure the continued safety of a pool's electrical system. Firstly, inspect all electrical equipment regularly for damage and loose wires. Secondly, test ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs monthly. Thirdly, check the bonding and grounding system annually. Fourthly, clean and lubricate electrical connections to prevent corrosion. Fifthly, replace any damaged or worn electrical components. Emergency procedures. In the event of an electrical shock in a pool, it is important to follow these emergency procedures. Firstly, turn off the power to the pool at the electrical panel. Secondly, call emergency services. Thirdly, do not enter the pool to rescue the victim unless you are certain that the power is off. Fourthly, use a non-conductive object such as a wooden pole to pull the victim out of the pool. Fifthly, administer first aid, including cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR if necessary. Resources and training. There are many resources and training programs available to help you learn more about pool electrical safety. Firstly, consult the National Electrical Code, or NEC, for detailed requirements. Secondly, take a course on pool electrical safety from a qualified training provider. Thirdly, read articles and publications on pool electrical safety. Fourthly, join a professional organization for electricians. The information provided here is for educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician before performing any electrical work on a pool. Ignoring these safety measures can lead to serious injury or death. The importance of regular inspections, proper maintenance, and adherence to safety codes cannot be overstated. By taking these precautions, you can help ensure the safety of everyone who uses the pool. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electricity. If you are not comfortable performing any of the tasks described in this guide, contact a qualified electrician. The safety of yourself and others depends on it.